Chapter 51. Killing all four disciples. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo iwo Studio Editor. Nyo iwo Studio. Don't think you can act all cocky just because you found some treasure in the cave. Yi Dalong's face darkened. He was slightly shaken by the murderous aura Yi Mo emitted. A mere spirit cultivating first-realm martial artist was making him, a sixth-realm, scared. Yi Dalong forced a smile and swung the sword in his hand. 3 sword projections appeared like real swords. His power was even stronger than what Yi Mo had seen before he went into the cave. The 4th and 5th realm disciples let out a deep breath as Yi Dalong had returned to his original state. The martial technique that he was about to evoke was stronger than what Yi Mo had seen. Twin dragons frolicking with a pearl. Yi Mo stood his ground and lowered his body. He thrust his spear forward while 2 spear projections resembling dragons appeared. The dragons merged and formed a shining jet-black spearhead. The spear did not meet the sword but was aimed straight at Yi Dalong's head. His head exploded like a watermelon, and his blood was scattered all around him. A spear is longer than a sword, so it was natural that a long spear would reach its target first. This was one of the secrets that Yi Mo has learned from the formation, breaking spear technique. Even if Yi Dalong had been first to attack, Yi Mo's spear had reached him before he could even touch Yi Mo. The strength from the spear thrust was not someone at the first realm could perform. The 4th and 5th realm disciples stared at the scene in front of them in shock. Yi Tianxiao also looked at Yi Mo in awe. He would have never thought that Yi Mo would improve so tremendously in such a short time. Looks like you must have learned something new in the cave. But your strength is still no match for me. Yi Tianxiao said as he opened his red iron fan, and a 7 feet tall red iron fan appeared behind him. Do you think you could kill me with that stupid-looking fan? Yi Mo challenged. Even though their strengths were on the same level, Yi Mo's weapon was stronger than Yi Tianxiao's, and the difference was too much. I'm going to bury you along with this valley. Shattering wind. Yi Tianxiao shouted as he ignored Yi Mo's insult. The other 2 disciples quickly hid behind Yi Tianxiao. The shattering wind was Yi Tianxiao's ultimate move, and it had a wide attack range. If a person was stuck in the wind from the technique, the wind blade would shred them to dust, and it's so precise that even their hair would also turn into particles. Yi Tianxiao willed the huge fan down. The ground began to shake, and cracks began to form. The wind kicked up the dust on the ground as countless wind blades took the shapes of different weapons and attacked Yi Mo. Yi Mo stared at the blades that were inching towards him and began to spin the formation, breaking spear. The dragon raging in the wild. The spear danced in Yi Mo's hand and formed an absolute barrier around him. Only martial artists that were stronger than the 8th realm could break the barrier. The shattering wind went on for 10 seconds before the wind died. Dust and smoke still covered the whole area, but the cliff a few hundred meters out began to crumble from the attack. I bet we won't even be able to find Yi Mo's remains after that. Yi Tianxiao once used the same skill to kill a 7th realm martial artist. No one could survive his shattering wind. Like hell, no one would survive. Yi Mo shouted. All 3 disciples quickly turned their heads towards his voice. Yi Mo was unharmed. Even after he was struck by the shattering wind. What the hell is he? Is he still human? Yi Mo suddenly emerged from the dust and thrust his spear towards Yi Tianxiao's throat. The spear was like death calling. Yi Tianxiao quickly took a few steps back to avoid the attack. Yi Mo twisted the spear and pushed with his left hand, throwing the spear even further. Yi Tianxiao's eyes widened as he tried to block the attack with his red iron fan. The spear hit the fan like a tractor and sent Yi Tianxiao flying. Yi Mo summoned the spear back into his right hand and thrust it towards Yi Tianxiao's head. The attack was like an eagle swooping down towards its prey. Please, don't kill me. Yi Tianxiao begged. But it was useless. They would not have let Yi Mo go if he were the one about to get killed. Bang! Yi Tianxiao's head exploded like a watermelon again. Yi Mo turned towards the other two disciples. They were both freaked out as they thought Yi Mo would perish under the shattering wind. It was beyond their expectations that Yi Mo would survive that fight and manage to kill Yi Tianxiao too. Yi Mo had killed Yi Tianxiao, a spirit-cultivating 7th realm martial artist. The shock was too much for them to handle. They quickly dropped to the ground and begged, Yi Mo. Please, let us go. Let you go. Did you two ever think of letting me go when you surrounded me? Yi Mo smirked and swung the formation, breaking spear. The two disciples felt cold at their throat, and then their heads rolled off their bodies. Yi Mo would never show mercy to his enemies since no one had ever shown him mercy when he was in the martial pavilion back in the Yi clan's mansion. You're so cruel, Linger commented. Yi Mo had never hesitated, not when he was fighting Linger, or when he was fighting the 4 disciples. I have to be cruel, or else one day I might find myself in my own grave. Yi Mo took the red iron fan and kept it in his dimensional bracelet. The fan was a low-grade magic weapon, it could fetch him a hefty price. Yi Mo was not eager to leave the valley. The purpose for him and Qi Yin visiting the valley was to look for the treasures inside the evil cave. Now that the evil energy was gone, Qi Yin would have noticed the changes. Yi Mo took care of the bodies and sat down. He closed his eyes and began to probe the 5 elements energy. The 5 elements energy cores shone brightly in 5 different colors around the rising dragon pillar. Even though the 5 elements cultivation is a low-grade spiritual level cultivation method, it was still filled with mysteries, especially those 5 elements energy cores as they could align themselves with the rising dragon pillar. The 5 elements energy might not be as normal as the scroll has described. It could be much more than changing one's energy into 5 different kinds of elements. Chapter 52. Qingyun Alliance's Disciple. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Translator. Nyo-i.bo Studio Editor. Nyo-i.bo Studio. In the midst of the fog-covered forest, 4 men and 1 girl around the age of 16 were surrounded by hundreds of wind wolves. All of them were spirit-cultivating 7th realm martial artists and wore the same white training apparel. They all had an emblem that resembled a green cloud on their chest. The 5 people weren't intimidated by the growling wind wolves. Instead, they were smiling. Are these animals crazy or what? One of the men with a magic sword said. They spoke casually, as if nothing was happening. Don't waste any more time. Our mission is to investigate the evil cave. We should be able to earn some points with the information and advance to an inner disciple, the other man holding a long spear said. The spear was 1 foot longer than Yi Mo's spear. A red tassel hung around the spearhead and it brimmed with energy. It was the magic weapon Red Tassel Spear. Judging from his voice, the man holding the spear was the leader of the group. As the man with the spear walked forward, the wind wolves began to back up. Boss Jichen, just give the order, and we'll take care of these wolves, another disciple said. They were disciples of the Qingyun Alliance, yet they were only an outer disciple. Their purpose for visiting the Spectral Valley was to investigate the evil cave. Even though the Spectral Valley was filled with dangers, they were all spirit-cultivating 7th realm martial artists and were all holding their own magic weapon. They had nothing to fear in the valley with their profound cultivation method and martial technique. Kill them, Su Jichen ordered, and the other 4 disciples took out their shining weapons. In an instant, those weapons danced like snakes and killed all of the wind wolves, painting the whole forest red. Even after killing hundreds of wind wolves, not a drop of blood could be found on any of the 5 people. They didn't even take the wind wolves' beast cores. They just hurried towards the evil valley. Yet when they'd finally arrived at the evil valley, not a hint of evil energy could be found. The only girl in the group took out a map. Boss, the valley should be right in front of us. It is said that the evil energies all come from the Sky Blood Pearl. The pearl belongs to the Sky Blood Lady. If we can find it and give it to the Union Chief, he might reward us with many stabilizing pills and promote us to an inner disciple. The stabilizing pill was a rank 3 training pill. It was the best choice for spirit-cultivating realm and energy-shaping realm martial artists. Then where is the evil energy? This place is as empty as the desert, Su Jichen said as he scanned the valley. The valley was famous amongst the Qin Yun disciples. Even one of the 4 great Union chiefs couldn't get anything out from the valley. Is it possible that someone went into the cave and took the Sky Blood Pearl? One of the disciples said. The Spectral Valley lies in the most southern part of Tianwu Kingdom. There are only small clans here. There's not even one true energy realm martial artist among any of these clans. How could they take the pearl? Su Jichen shook his head. Could it be Yi Qin? The other disciple asked. Yi Qin has already lost all of his power. It's not him, the girl said. People would immediately think of Yi Qin first if they were speaking of geniuses, since Yi Qin was the center of many legends in the Tianwu Kingdom. Let's check the valley. Maybe we'll find something. Su Jichen was somewhat frustrated when he heard Yi Qin's name. He took his red tassel spear and headed towards the valley, followed by the other 4 disciples. After Yi Mo had finished his training, he could feel an infinite amount of energies swirling inside him. The dragon energy not only cured his body, but it also helped strengthen it. Brother Yi, 5 people are coming towards you, Linger said. Shocked, Yi Mo asked, how did you know that? Even though I'm a charmed spirit, I'm still able to control spiritual energy, and even though I'm only as strong as a true energy realm martial artist, I'm still able to sense everything around you, Linger said and sat on the charm while she stretched. Linger sure is something. I'll go check who they are. Maybe they are here to take the treasures too, Yi Mo said and walked towards the valley's exit. He saw 5 people wearing white training clothes walking towards him. He frowned when he saw the emblem that they were wearing. It's the Qin Yun Alliance's emblem. Yi Qin used to tell Yi Mo that each of the 3 major alliances had their own emblem. The green cloud for Qin Yun Alliance, the soaring eagle for the Tiandi Alliance, and the crossed blade for the Wushuang Alliance. Wearing any of these emblems was a supreme honor. The 3 major alliances were the strongest clans of Tianwu Kingdom. All 5 disciples looked at Yi Mo with pride, like how an emperor would look at the officials beneath him. They disdained Yi Mo even further when they felt the energy he was giving out. Even a spirit cultivating first realm would dare enter the Spectral Valley, the girl said and shook her head. Yi Mo ignored the girl. If he were to get into a conflict with 5 7th realm martial artists, it would mean another big fight. Yet, with the power he had attained, Yi Mo was actually not afraid of the 5 people in front of him. But the fewer problems, the better. He still had to find Qi Yin with Linger's power. The girl became furious when Yi Mo ignored her. She took out her sword and pointed it at Yi Mo's throat. Hey, bumpkin! I'm talking to you. Do you know who we are? Yi Mo glanced at the sword in her hand. It was a decent magic weapon. What do you want me to say? He smirked. The girl scanned his body and noticed Yi Mo was wearing a bracelet on his arm. Boss! Look at his arm. The dimensional bracelet. What's that? The dimensional bracelet is a bracelet that can open up a dimension for the user to store their items in it, Su Jichen explained while staring at the bracelet. I've only seen true energy realm martial artist wore it. I never thought that a spirit cultivating first realm boy would have it on him. Hand over the bracelet, and we'll spare your puny life, one of the male disciples threatened as he pointed his sword at Yi Mo. That dimensional bracelet isn't meant for a weakling like you. If other people noticed it, they would kill for it. You better hand it over to Brother Jichen now. We're disciples from the Qin Yun Alliance. It would be an honor to you to hand us the bracelet. What? Don't feel like giving it up. You know I can kill you with one slap, right? We are just too lazy to do it. You better hand over the bracelet and kneel before us. Then, we might consider escorting you out from this valley. The disciples were starting to get impatient. The kid in front of them wasn't even worth killing. The name of Qingyun Alliance should have been enough to scare him. Escort me out of the valley, you say? Yi Mo smirked and pushed away the sword on his throat. The girl felt a surge of electricity running into her hand and dropped her sword. You guys have the nerves to try and rob me. It's true that I got this bracelet from the remains of a true energy realm martial artist, but don't even think that you can have it. The 5 disciples were shocked by Yi Mo's answer. They'd never thought that Yi Mo would dare oppose them. The girl was the one who was puzzled the most. She was a 7th realm, and yet a 1st realm managed to shake her weapon from her hand. Chapter 53. Formation, Breaking Spear vs. Red Tassel Spear. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Translator. Nyo-i.bo Studio Editor. Nyo-i.bo Studio. Spirit cultivating 7th realm was considered the weakest in Qingyun Alliance. Most of the outer disciples were made out of 7th to 9th realm martial artists. To become an inner disciple, one must first reach the energy shaping realm. Yet all 5 7th realms in front of Yi Mo were still stronger than most outer disciples, as they were all geniuses from different big clans. What they could not believe was that Yi Mo was about to fight them. You dare provoke us? One of the sword-wielding disciples noticed a spear was inching towards him. He quickly swung his sword to block the attack. His sword turned into a golden snake and wrapped around the spearhead. Now you've done it. The golden snake energy on the golden snake sword continued to grow like a real snake. As Yi Mo's spear was wrapped by the golden snake, the girl said, a mere spirit cultivating 1st realm dares oppose us. You're digging your own grave. Chu Yunhe, I'll cut off his arm and take the bracelet. Kill him after that. The girl grabbed her sword and swung towards Yi Mo's arm. Do you think you can harm me with a mere golden snake sword technique? Yi Mo said. Energy shaping realm martial artists could bind their opponents with energy ropes, just like what Yi Di had done to Yi Mo before. Yet, even Yi Di's energy was absorbed by the rising dragon pillar. There was no way a mere sword technique could bind Yi Mo. The golden snake technique was free food for the rising dragon pillar, since it could absorb all kinds of energies. The golden snake disappeared into thin air as he swung his spear towards the girl. It was apparent the girl never expected Yi Mo to free himself from the bind, as she nervously brought her sword to her chest to block Yi Mo's attack. Clang! Yi Mo sent the girl flying away. The sword-wielding disciple was shocked by the scene before him. He swung his sword as Yi Mo launched another attack on him. The sword began to wrap itself around the spear again. Do you think you can stop the formation, breaking spear with a mere golden snake? Yi Mo summoned 7 dragon energies to his right hand. He twisted his hand and threw the spear forward. The spear spun in the air, throwing the sword that surrounded it away. Yi Mo quickly grabbed the spear and thrust forward, forming 2 spear projections that merged together. The spear shot towards the disciple. The disciple's chest was impaled by the formation, breaking spear, and blood spilt out from his chest. The disciple never saw coming. He held the spear in his chest with his right hand and summoned his sword to his left hand. Yet Yi Mo was faster than he was. Yi Mo pointed his index and middle finger forward as a sword made out of energy covered them. Yi Mo took a step forward and pierced the disciple's throat. The heaven-piercing thrust was a high-grade spiritual level martial technique. It was a pure attacking technique that focused on speed. With the power from 7 dragon energies, the disciple could hear a dragon roar as Yi Mo's fingers inched towards him. The sound of the dragons themselves was enough to make him piss his pants. The disciple didn't even have the time to react. The heaven-piercing thrust was a technique that breaks through the air and ignores all friction. Yi-Mo dug his fingers into the disciple's throat, killing him instantly without giving him the chance to say anything. 2 moves were enough for Yi-Mo to kill a spirit-cultivating 7th realm martial artist. The other 4 disciples didn't even have the time to react. "I'm going to kill all of you too," Yi-Mo said and thrust his spear towards the girl on the ground. All of them were disciples of the Qingyun Alliance. The consequences were unthinkable if they were to escape. Su Jiachen was also stunned by the outcome. He quickly regained his senses and swung his red tassel spear to block Yi-Mo's attack on the girl. He thrust his spear like a rainbow piercing the sky, the will of the spear imbued in the attack. Yi-Mo felt the pressure from the attack. His opponent was definitely a master of spear arts. The 2 spears collided and everything around them exploded. Even the girl was sent flying away. Blood dripped down from Yi-Mo's and Su Jiachen's mouth. The other 2 disciples were stunned by what they had just seen. A spirit-cultivating first-realm kid was able to stand toe-to-toe with their leader. How is this possible? Unless that is a spiritual weapon. That's the only explanation. Boss was able to manifest the spear's will. Only a spiritual weapon could block such an attack. Spiritual weapon. Su Jiachen licked his lips. Not bad. Not only could I get a dimensional bracelet, but I could also get my hands on a spiritual weapon. A spiritual weapon was stronger than a magical weapon, not only because their ingredients were rarer, but spiritual weapons also allowed their users to infuse their own spiritual energy into them. Yi-Mo focused all 7 dragon energies in his right hand into the formation, breaking spear. Dragon patterns began to appear on the shaft while dragon energies surrounded the spearhead. A hint of evil energy could also be felt on the spearhead as it was initially the spearhead of the Sky Blood Spear. Yi-Mo threw his spear upwards and jumped into the air. He caught the spear and thrust towards Su Jiachen. Yi-Mo was like a dragon diving down. He had merged his will with the spear itself and the pressure from the attack was enough to break the ground with pure force. Su Jiachen felt like an ancient beast was diving towards him. Sunday piercing rainbow. Su Jiachen thrust his spear like a rainbow that was about to pierce the sun. The 2 spears clashed, creating shockwaves that sent the other 2 disciples flying. The red tassel spear was torn into pieces, and shrapnel from the spearhead shot everywhere. Su Jiachen did not have the time to evade it and some of the shrapnel dug into his body. There's no way you're just a spirit cultivating first realm. Blood filled Su Jiachen's eyes. The formation, breaking spear dug itself into Su Jiachen's energy center. He couldn't believe his eyes as he was dying. Yi-Mo, a spirit-cultivating first-realm martial artist, had managed to break his magical weapon. Chapter 54. Collecting Yan Shihan as subordinate. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo-i.bo Studio Editor. Nyo-i.bo Studio, how is that possible? Even the red scorpion spear has shattered. Is he one of the strongest from the energy-shaping realm? The heads of the Qingyun League said with surprise as they fell onto their sides. The attack of the energy-shaping realm had the force of Yuanli combined with the force of shock. Under these attack, the opponent could be directly injured by the shock. Even under the protection of a magic weapon, a weak body could still sustain injury. How is this possible? He is close to our age. A 15-year-old genius from the energy-shaping realm, my god. Although the formation, breaking spear was only a high-grade magic weapon, the spearhead was imbued with evil energy. Although it had broken in the battle with Ling Er, it is still an immortal weapon and had the proud will of an immortal weapon. How could a normal magic weapon Red Scorpion Spear match up with it? The 35 streams of dragon energy Yi-Mo had used had the strength comparable to the spirit-cultivating 7th realm. With the formation, breaking spear in the hands of Yi-Mo along with his formation, breaking spear technique, combined with the giant dragon power, further boosted his strength to that of the spirit-cultivating 8th realm. Su Jiachen was regarded as a top martial artist among the spirit-cultivating 7th Realm disciples, but meeting an incredible warrior like Yi Mo was going to be a disaster. The 3 clan heads, who had fallen onto the ground, were scared ***less. At that moment, they had completely lost their arrogance. The 3 of them were used to being respected wherever they went. Everyone looked upon them with a worshipping gaze. They did not expect to encounter someone like Yi Mo. Yi Mo walked towards the 3 clan heads, step by step. The 3 clan heads began retreating backwards and begging for mercy. Please leave us alone. We don't want your dimensional bracelet anymore. Leave you. Yi Mo's expression was as cold as ice, and the formation, breaking spear in his hand sent out 2 shots. 2 black rays shot out, and the 3 teenagers scrambled backwards. The woman who had her sword pointed at Yi Mo witnessed the scene and immediately understood that the man in front of her was not just an average Joe. She was going to be his next Sergette. Staring at Yi Mo, who was walking towards her now, the woman said with a cold expression, "I don't care who you are. If you kill me, the Qingyun Alliance will not let you off the hook. The Qingyun Alliance is the strongest among the 3 leagues. Offending our league is the last crime you ever want to commit. Your ignorant threat is useless against me. What could possibly happen to me if I kill you now? You 5 came out here on your own. It's normal for people to die here. No one will blame me," Yi Mo threatened. Once she heard what he said, Yan Shihan became totally hopeless. It was all her fault. If she had not provoked Yi Mo in the first place, they might not have met such a demise. Now even Su Jiachen had become a dead man under that spear. "Don't kill me please. I'll give you whatever you want. I belong to the Yen clan situated in Yen Dragon City. I'll even offer my body to you." Yan Shihan quickly undid her clothing. In order to survive, she had to make a sacrifice. As long as she stayed alive, she would certainly work hard in training so she could kill Yi Mo one day. Bedo Dedem Yi Mo frowned and said, "Any sudden movements and I will kill you immediately. I have no interest in your body. The reason why I didn't kill you was not that I have pity on you, but because you are still useful to me. You are not going to kill me. Then what do you want to do?" Yan Shihan was surprised. Yi Qin once told Yi Mo that he met his mother in the Qingyun Alliance, but Yi Qin did not know her background. Yi Mo was determined to find his mother, so he had to go to the Qingyun Alliance. Only there would he find a little clue about his family's past. Perhaps her mother did not come from Tianwu Kingdom at all. "You should now know that it would take me less than a second to kill you on the spot. But now I want you to be my subordinate." "You want me to be your subordinate?" Yen questioned. "There is only a month left before the competition for the Limestone Champion list. I will definitely place first in the Limestone Champion list, and then I will enter the Qingyun Alliance. I need as much information as possible about the Qingyun Alliance," Yi Mo said solemnly as he retrieved the formation, breaking spear. "Okay. As long as you let me live, I will return to Qingyun League and recognize you as my boss. I have been in the Qingyun Alliance for a year. Although I am only a head of the Outer Alliance, I still know something about the Inner Alliance." Yan Shihan nodded, but had a different plan in her mind. Once she returned to the Qingyun Alliance, even though she could not ask the disciples in the Qingyun League for help, she could still ask those in her family for assistance. She would take revenge for the shame she had suffered at the hands of Yi Mo. "Don't be so eager just yet. I know that you are planning to go back and ask your clan's disciples to kill me. But once I make you my disciple, you'll know that it will be unwise to do so." Yi Mo was still at young age, but he grew up in adversity and knew humanity's heart was unpredictable. If you really wanted a person to submit to you, you either had to be strong enough for others to fear you or have something precious enough to attract them. Yi Mo was obviously not the former. Suddenly, Yi Mo moved to the woman's side and pressed his right palm against her abdomen. 26 streams of dragon energies in Yi Mo's body were instantly directed into her energy center and turned into a group of black Yuanli seeds which were then suspended in her energy center. Sit with your legs crossed, run your energy center, and refine the black Yuanli seeds. In response to Yi Mo's commands, Yan Shihan did as she was asked. For a moment, her body began emitting a hint of purple light. The energies of heaven and earth from the air instantly poured into her, and the woman's breathing was enhanced. When she opened her eyes, she smiled in disbelief. She had stayed in the cultivating seventh realm for the past 6 months, but merely refining a quarter of the black Yuanli seeds had already promoted her to the spirit cultivating eighth realm. If you refine all the black Yuanli seeds that I have transferred to your body, crossing into the ninth realm will no longer be a challenge, Yi Mo said. His dragon power was the power of the ancient gods, so refining it always produced powerful effects. When the woman once again looked at Yi Mo, she no longer had held any malice towards, only complete respect. For her, strength was all that mattered. She never would have thought a martial artist in the spirit-cultivating first realm could refine and create Yuanli seeds. Is he really a god, or the reincarnation of one? What are your thoughts now? Yi Mo said faintly. The woman clasped her fists in both hands and said to Yi Mo respectfully, Yan Shihan will forever be loyal to the young master. Then return to the Qingyun alliance now. As for these 4 people, I don't suppose I need to tell you what to say about them. Yi Mo said. Young master, Shihan understands, Yan Shihan said, storing her sword on her back, and left the spirit valley. Yi Mo watched her leave, then sat down with his legs crossed. Refining all of his dragon energies into Yuanli seed certainly exhausted Yi Mo. However, the rising dragon pillar could automatically absorb the Yuan Qi of heaven and earth in the air and refine more dragon power, but it obviously would not meet the appetite of the rising dragon pillar. Half an hour passed, and after the 35 streams of dragon energy in his body were all extracted, Yi Mo opened his eyes. Big brother, there seems to be sounds of fighting about 100 miles to our left. There seems to be a lot of people, included some energy-shaping realm martial artists. Ling Er said. Martial artist of the energy-shaping realm. Could it be Qi Ying? Yi Mo thought, then instantly dart off towards the noise. Chapter 55. Qi Ying's Crisis. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo.bo Studio Editor. Nyo.bo Studio. At the center of the Spirit Valley, there is a Yin Poison River. The deadly water of the river came and went and, sometimes, purple poisonous bubbles came to the surface, sinister and strange. Falling into it would undoubtedly be fatal. At the moment, by the shore of the Yin Poison River, many warriors gathered, and all these warriors were all quite strong. Apart from 3 normal-sized warriors, many of the other warriors were huge and looked like humanoid monsters. A beautiful woman was shoved to the edge of the Yin Poison River. The beautiful woman, who was wearing a black dress, was breathing weakly and had a pale complexion. A pair of black butterfly wings was gathered on her back. The corners of her mouth and her clothes were covered in blood. Qi Ying, I can't believe that even after slaying 2 Wind King wolves in a row, you still have the strength to fight the man Unclei. Because you have been seriously injured, I advise you not to resist. Man Tai stood on the side and stared at Qi Ying with a sullen look. Back at the auction venue, Qi Ying's beauty had made his heartbeat race. On the other hand, the 3 men standing beside him, Mo Feng among them, looked calm despite their secret agreement from before. Although the barbarians could not match up against the bigger clans that lived at Heaven's Wall City, the capital, they were still too strong for smaller clans like the Qi clan to compete against. Although Qi Ying was a manager from the Qi clan, she was still merely a manager. Once she came to the Spirit Valley, death was death, and nobody cared about her status. The muscular man standing in front of Qi Ying was also deeply injured, his own breath a bit weak. A few sword marks could be seen his granite-like skin, and blood reddened his clothes. None of the 7 muscular men of the barbarians could not keep their eyes off Qi Ying. They stood there like statues, not moving an inch. The warriors of the barbarians were lascivious while the female warriors of their race were all enormous and unattractive. On the contrary, the women in this city had fine skin, petite bodies, and their appearance reminded many people of the moon and flowers, making their hearts race. The barbarians and I bear no enmity towards each other. Why would you attack me? Qi Ying frowned her willowy brows while she held her spirit sword tightly in her hand. Her dark Yuanli kept repairing the injuries on her body. Back at the auction, you openly opposed me, causing me to lose the azure light sword. Also, that old man in black robes was actually a teenager boy in disguise. Man Tai was slightly angry. Now Qi Ying was at her limit, even he could easily subdue her. Qi Ying turned and looked at Mo Feng with a cold expression. Mo Feng, you should know what my family represents in Tianwu Kingdom. Do you really want to act against the Qi clan? She said coldly. Mo Feng leaned under a giant tree and held his sword with both arms. I am a friend of the barbarians, and you are just a manager of the Qi clan. Even if you were dead, there would be no evidence of this dead, and the Qi clan would not be able to take any actions against the Mo clan. You are a family manager, and you organize the auction of Limestone City. You must have a lot of treasures on you. Give them all to us to avoid the bloodbath. Man Tai threatened. If you want treasure, then you'll have to take it from me. Iciness flashed in her eyes. She condensed what Yuanli was left in her body and directed it to her spirit sword. Qi Ying waved it in the air, creating layers and layers of sword projections. Though the sword projections had yet to arrive, a bloody hole already appeared on the man Unclei's chest. The barbarian held his chest and kneeled on the ground in horror. A few sword projections rippled out from Qi Ying's sword. The barbarians at the front, who were all spirit cultivating 6th or 7th realms, also fell to the ground under the black sword projections. The spirit sword style was a superior sword technique which was a much higher tier than the Yi clan's 6-pillar sword style. Moreover, Qi Ying's attack also blended with the sword projections. When her sword was out, the resulting destruction was unexpected and unpredictable. However, Qi Ying was not feeling too good. Qi Ying had already been injured and waving the sword tore open her wounds, further aggravating her internal injuries. A stream of blood spurted out of Qi Ying, dyeing the area around her red. The spirit sword was planted on the ground. Qi Ying weakly looked at Man Tai and his people. Man Tai witnessed all this and became infuriated. The man Unclei was a brave warrior of the energy-shaping 80 realm. He was also a genius among the barbarians, but Qi Ying had killed him during a sneak attack. Young master, that little girl killed our man Unclei. We must not let her go. Take her dimensional bracelet first, and then push her down the Yin Poison River, said an angry barbarian warrior who reached the 6th realm. Young master, pushing her down the Yin Poison River will not make her pay for her crime. She is now seriously injured and she has exhausted her strength. This is the first time I've seen a woman with such beauty. Wouldn't it be better to take advantage of her a little first? Another big barbarian warrior said with a sullen smirk. As the barbarian warriors spoke to each other, he stepped closer and closer to Qi Ying. The southern barbarians have not been recognized by the royal family of the Tianwu kingdom because of ridiculous people like you. As long as the barbarians have people like you, demise will be your fate. Watching the barbarian warrior stepping closer to her, Qi Ying did not show a trace of panic but only became more determined. All of this had been part her plan. In the worst-case scenario, she would have kept her purity by jumping into poisonous river or even slitting her own throat. But if she died, the Tianwu kingdom would definitely be in turmoil. Demise. Haha. Qi Ying, although I am not strong enough, my elder brother is a real expert of the energy-shaping realm. You must know that he is only 18 years old. Later, he will join the three major alliances and soon become a head of the alliance and be recognized by its leaders. The barbarians will thrive. Man Tai said with pride. In the Tianwu kingdom, the energy-shaping realm is only a threshold. I advise you to leave immediately and I will let you go, but if you dare to disrespect me, I will jump into the evil poison river. If I die, not only you barbarians and the Mo clan, but the entire limestone city will be devastated. Although Qi Ying was injured, she still had a strong aura about her. Several warriors of the barbarian immediately stopped in their tracks. Mo Feng was even more shocked now because Qi Ying did not seem to be bluffing about what she had proclaimed. If she died, not only you barbarians and the Mo clan, but the entire limestone city will be devastated. This statement seemed a bit exaggerated. Even if she was an important figure within the Qi clan, she should not have such great influence. Let us go. Today I will let you know the consequences of offending us barbarians. I will make you so miserable that you will wish you could die. Man Tai took out a small bottle of wine from his pocket and sprayed it in the air. The strong Yuanli on him forced the droplets onto Qi Ying. The wine was sprayed on Qi Ying's body and was directly absorbed into her body. This is the famous poisonous wine from your Tianwu kingdom called the Happy Excursion. You should know best about its effect. Today, I will make you into a miserable creature. Devastation. You are the only one who is about to be devastated. Man Tai laughed loudly, his eyes gleams while he stared at Qi Ying's perfect body. Qi Ying immediately began feeling the effects of the drug. Her pale face had already been smeared with red blush, much like a dusky sunset, making the barbarian warriors even more thirsty with lust. I, Qi Ying, cannot determine my destiny, but how will I not be able to control my own life? Qi Ying kept a handle on her last bit of her calm. Her eyes became cold as she said, when I die, you will know the consequence of offending me. It will be hell. Qi Ying's words sounded like the might of God, and several people made a chill. When the words fell, Qi Ying condensed the last of her Yuanli. The spirit sword waved, aiming at her neck. Slash. The spirit sword flew directly out the other side of her neck and fell into the evil poison river. A man in a black suit, armed with a formation-breaking spear, a mighty figure, like a god of war, descended from the sky. Whoever touches her will die without a place to rest. Chapter 56. Killing Man Tai. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo.bo Studio Editor. Nyo.bo Studio. When Man Tai saw the sudden appearance of the mysterious man, he was shocked for a moment, but then sneered when he saw who that person was. Turns out, it is you, wanting to be a hero again in saving the beauty. Today, I will personally capture you and let you watch me have my way with Qi Ying. Man Tai grabbed his fists, and the muscles throughout whole body bulged. The size of Man Tai's whole body doubled, and he looked like a real monster. The main technique of the barbarians was diamond-heavy roar. With bodies like apes, heavy as a mountain, every move was like a humanoid beast, enormously powerful. Moreover, Man Tai was a martial artist of the spirit-cultivating seventh realm. Against a normal seventh realm martial artist, a totally one-sided victory was inevitable. Mo Feng, standing on the side, was also shocked by Man Tai. Although he knew Man Tai had the strength of the spirit-cultivating seventh realm, he had never seen him using his force before. Now, the aura Man Tai emitted, it felt like the mountains in front of him were about to be sliced in half. Yi Mo, are you going to get a hold of yourself or are you going to let me break your four limbs? Man Tai was arrogant and looked at Yi Mo in an imposing manner. It felt like the arrival of a king. Under the feet of Man Tai, the ground could no longer withstand this pressure and began to crack. Hey, the young master Man Tai is getting serious. The barbarian warrior standing beside him smirked. The first time I saw Man Tai getting serious was when he fought against that descendant of the Mei family. Our young master smashed his head in. Qi Ying felt the force coming right at her face, and she was unable to resist this pressure when she was seriously injured. Originally when Yi Mo came out from nowhere, she felt her hope bloom like a glimmer of light amidst her despair. When she came back to her senses, she realized that there was a large gap between Yi Mo's and Man Tai's strength. Although he had the strength of a spiritual cultivating first-realm martial artist and could easily slay Jiao Hong, who was of the spiritual cultivating third realm. But now, he was opposing the young master of the barbarians who practiced the cultivation method of Diamond Heavy Roar. Yi Mo, are you sure you can beat him? Qi Ying asked Yi Mo, who did not retreat, but still stood there without any fear. Yi Mo turned to Qi Ying, smiled, then turned back to face Man Tai. His dragon energies all rushed to his 5 mortal gates. Yi Mo held the formation, breaking spear and slammed at the ground. The ground crumbled, and the overwhelming incoming pressure was instantly deflected. Man Tai, I heard you use the name of the barbarians to force Xiao Yu into marrying you. Now I am killing you to remove the threat from her, Yi Mo said. Didn't think you still had any strength left. You are still too young to be able to kill me. Xiao Yu will be mine sooner or later, Man Tai replied, and then darted forward, like a beast. His enormous body covered the blazing sun. Man Tai pushed out a palm, summoning a magic seal. Mount Tai Magic Seal. The Mount Tai Magic Seal was like a real mountain felling from the sky, heavier than anything imaginable. The surrounding purple mist instantly dissipated, and a strong wind blew towards Yi Mo. The Mount Tai Magic Seal was a secret technique from the school of the barbarians. In line with the cultivation method of Diamond Heavy Roar, the seal had the weight of a real mountain. Even a martial artist of the spirit cultivating 8th realm would be crushed into meat sauce. Seeing his own master pulling such trick, the barbarian warriors were amazed. It seemed that this Yi Mo had completely irritated Man Tai, causing him to deploy Mount Tai Magic Seal as his first move. Staring at the Mount Tai Magic Seal coming towards him, Yi Mo did not use the formation, breaking spear. Man Tai's move had reached a horrifying level. Even if Yi Mo deployed twin dragons circling a pearl, it would only result in a tie and leave both of them badly injured. Yet there were still 3 spirit cultivating 7th realm barbarian warriors. As for Mo Fong and the others, Yi Mo completely ignored them. Yi Mo stepped up. He pointed the 2 fingers on his left hand, and they turned into a black sword, extending right at the Mount Tai Magic Seal. As if breaking through the sky, the sword directly stabbed at the magic seal. Yi Mo could taste sweat gather over his lips. The 7 dragons in the mortal gate of his left hand began to roar, resisting the attack. You brat! Although you can block my attack, let's see how you can resist this. Man Tai roared, condensing the Yuanli in his body and directing it towards the mortal gate on his right hand. His right arm bulged even more. Under the condensed power of his Yuanli, the Mount Tai Magic Seal expanded once again, completely suppressing Yi Mo's breaking air finger. Rising Dragon Pillar. Absorb. In the middle of his energy center, a black vortex appeared again around the rising dragon pillar, and the huge gravitational force of the vortex directly hit Yi Mo's left hand's mortal gate. The Mount Tai Magic Seal pressing on the breaking air finger slowly became smaller and the pressure on Yi Mo was greatly reduced. The Mount Tai Magic Seal was also a creation of Yuanli. Once in contact with Yi Mo, it would naturally be absorbed by the rising dragon pillar. This is also why Yi Mo chose to use breaking air finger to take his Mount Tai Magic Seal. Having been swallowed by the rising dragon pillar, the power of the Mount Tai Magic Seal became weaker. Yi Mo's breaking air finger broke through the magic seal in an instant and stabbed Man Tai's palm. All of this happened in the blink of an eye. Before Man Tai could even register what had just happened, he felt the pain in his right palm. I will kill you. Man Tai roared angrily and launched a punch towards Yi Mo's head with his left fist. Die. 2 black spear projections flashed and turned into a black light. Before Man Tai could punch him, Yi Mo's formation, breaking spear broke through his defense, stabbing straight into his heart. Blood spurted out and splattered everywhere. How could I lose to you? Man Tai looked at the formation, breaking spear piercing his chest, his face full of anguish and horror. How? How is this possible? The three surrounding barbarian warriors couldn't be more shocked, watching this unbelievable scene. The youth master of the spirit-cultivating 7th realm died at the hands of a martial artist who had only reached spirit-cultivating 1st realm. Yi Mo retrieved his spear. Not giving those three men any time to react, like a dragon or a horse, with one step, he waved the formation, breaking spear and attacked the three spirit-cultivating 3rd realm martial artists. The barbarians were a relatively strong group among the ethnic minorities, but they also had many masters of the true energy realm. If any one of them escaped, the adverse consequence would be unimaginable. The martial artists had no time to react. One spear for one man, every spear aimed at their throats. Blood splattered. Bodies fell and twitched repeatedly. Upon dying, their eyes weren't even closed. After all of this, Yi Mo swept his eyes over to Mo Feng and the two others. These three were only of the spirit-cultivating 3rd realm. Having witnessed such a scene, always a timid person, Mo Feng began to tremble. Knowing how decisive Yi Mo was in killing, Mo Feng believed Yi Mo would immediately kill all of them. Mo Feng immediately squatted down, followed by the men and women behind him. Looking at the god of death walking towards them, they couldn't figure out how Yi Mo had become so powerful in such a short time. Yi Mo, this plan to capture you and Qi Ying was all proposed by Man Tai. I have nothing to do with this. Mo Feng said in horror. Do you think pushing all responsibilities to the dead will save you? Yi Mo sneered. Yi Mo, I have the Book of the Pill Lord. If you let me go, I will give it up to you. Mo Feng took several steps back while his whole body trembled. Chapter 56. Killing Man Tai Translator. Nyo.bo Studio Editor. Nyo.bo Studio. When Man Tai saw the sudden appearance of the mysterious man, he was shocked for a moment, but then sneered when he saw who that person was. Turns out, it is you, wanting to be a hero again in saving the beauty. Today, I will personally capture you and let you watch me have my way with Qi Ying. Man Tai grabbed his fists, and the muscles throughout whole body bulged. The size of Man Tai's whole body doubled, and he looked like a real monster. The main technique of the barbarians was diamond heavy roar. With bodies like apes, heavy as a mountain, every move was like a humanoid beast, enormously powerful. Moreover, Man Tai was a martial artist of the spirit-cultivating 7th realm. Against a normal 7th realm martial artist, a totally one-sided victory was inevitable. Mo Feng, standing on the side, was also shocked by Man Tai. Although he knew Man Tai had the strength of the spirit-cultivating 7th realm, he had never seen him using his force before. Now, the aura Man Tai emitted, it felt like the mountains in front of him were about to be sliced in half. Yi Mo, are you going to get a hold of yourself or are you going to let me break your 4 limbs? Man Tai was arrogant and looked at Yi Mo in an imposing manner. It felt like the arrival of a king. Under the feet of Man Tai, the ground could no longer withstand this pressure and began to crack. Hey, the young master Man Tai is getting serious. The barbarian warrior standing beside him smirked. The first time I saw Man Tai getting serious was when he fought against that descendant of the Mei family. Our young master smashed his head in. Qi Ying felt the force coming right at her face, and she was unable to resist this pressure when she was seriously injured. Originally when Yi Mo came out from nowhere, she felt her hope bloom like a glimmer of light amidst her despair. When she came back to her senses, she realized that there was a large gap between Yi Mo's and Man Tai's strength. Although he had the strength of a spiritual cultivating 1st realm martial artist and could easily slay Jiao Hong, who was of the spiritual cultivating 3rd realm. But now, he was opposing the young master of the barbarians who practiced the cultivation method of Diamond Heavy Roar. Yemo, are you sure you can beat him? Chi Ying asked Yemo, who did not retreat, but still stood there without any fear. Yemo turned to Chi Ying, smiled, then turned back to face Man Tai. His dragon energies all rushed to his 5 mortal gates. Yemo held the formation, breaking spear and slammed at the ground. The ground crumbled, and the overwhelming incoming pressure was instantly deflected. Man Tai, I heard you use the name of the barbarians to force Xiao Yu into marrying you. Now I am killing you to remove the threat from her, Yemo said. Didn't think you still had any strength left. You are still too young to be able to kill me. Xiao Yu will be mine sooner or later, Man Tai replied, and then darted forward, like a beast. His enormous body covered the blazing sun. Man Tai pushed out a palm, summoning a magic seal. Mount Tai Magic Seal. The Mount Tai Magic Seal was like a real mountain felling from the sky, heavier than anything imaginable. The surrounding purple mist instantly dissipated, and a strong wind blew towards Yemo. The Mount Tai Magic Seal was a secret technique from the school of the barbarians. In line with the cultivation method of Diamond Heavy Roar, the seal had the weight of a real mountain. Even a martial artist of the spirit-cultivating 8th realm would be crushed into meat sauce. Seeing his own master pulling such trick, the barbarian warriors were amazed. It seemed that this Yemo had completely irritated Man Tai, causing him to deploy Mount Tai Magic Seal as his first move. Staring at the Mount Tai Magic Seal coming towards him, Yemo did not use the formation, breaking spear. Man Tai's move had reached a horrifying level. Even if Yemo deployed twin dragons circling a pearl, it would only result in a tie and leave both of them badly injured. Yet there were still 3 spirit-cultivating 7th realm barbarian warriors. As for Mo Fong and the others, Yemo completely ignored them. Yemo stepped up. He pointed the 2 fingers on his left hand, and they turned into a black sword, extending right at the Mount Tai Magic Seal. As if breaking through the sky, the sword directly stabbed at the magic seal. Yemo could taste sweat gather over his lips. The 7 dragons in the mortal gate of his left hand began to roar, resisting the attack. You brat! Although you can block my attack, let's see how you can resist this. Man Tai roared, condensing the Yuanli in his body and directing it towards the mortal gate on his right hand. His right arm bulged even more. Under the condensed power of his Yuanli, the Mount Tai Magic Seal expanded once again, completely suppressing Yemo's breaking air finger. Rising Dragon Pillar. Absorb. In the middle of his energy center, a black vortex appeared again around the rising dragon pillar, and the huge gravitational force of the vortex directly hit Yemo's left hand's mortal gate. The Mount Tai Magic Seal pressing on the breaking air finger slowly became smaller and the pressure on Yemo was greatly reduced. The Mount Tai Magic Seal was also a creation of Yuanli. Once in contact with Yemo, it would naturally be absorbed by the rising dragon pillar. This is also why Yemo chose to use breaking air finger to take his Mount Tai Magic Seal. Having been swallowed by the rising dragon pillar, the power of the Mount Tai Magic Seal became weaker. Yemo's breaking air finger broke through the magic seal in an instant and stabbed Man Tai's palm. All of this happened in the blink of an eye. Before Man Tai could even register what had just happened, he felt the pain in his right palm. I will kill you. Man Tai roared angrily and launched a punch towards Yemo's head with his left fist. Die. 2 black spear projections flashed and turned into a black light. Before Man Tai could punch him, Yemo's formation, breaking spear broke through his defense, stabbing straight into his heart. Blood spurted out and splattered everywhere. How could I lose to you? Man Tai looked at the formation, breaking spear piercing his chest, his face full of anguish and horror. How? How is this possible? The 3 surrounding barbarian warriors couldn't be more shocked, watching this unbelievable scene. The youth master of the spirit-cultivating 7th realm died at the hands of a martial artist who had only reached spirit-cultivating 1st realm. Yi Mo retrieved his spear. Not giving those 3 men any time to react, like a dragon or a horse, with one step, he waved the formation, breaking spear and attacked the 3 spirit-cultivating 3rd realm martial artists. The barbarians were a relatively strong group among the ethnic minorities, but they also had many masters of the true energy realm. If any one of them escaped, the adverse consequence would be unimaginable. The martial artists had no time to react. 1 spear for 1 man, every spear aimed at their throats. Blood splattered. Bodies fell and twitched repeatedly. Upon dying, their eyes weren't even closed. After all of this, Yi Mo swept his eyes over to Mo Feng and the 2 others. These 3 were only of the spirit-cultivating 3rd realm. Having witnessed such a scene, always a timid person, Mo Feng began to tremble. Knowing how decisive Yi Mo was in killing, Mo Feng believed Yi Mo would immediately kill all of them. Mo Feng immediately squatted down, followed by the men and women behind him. Looking at the god of death walking towards them, they couldn't figure out how Yi Mo had become so powerful in such a short time. Yi Mo, this plan to capture you and Qi Ying was all proposed by Man Tai. I have nothing to do with this. Mo Feng said in horror. Do you think pushing all responsibilities to the dead will save you? Yi Mo sneered. Yi Mo, I have the Book of the Pill Lord. If you let me go, I will give it up to you. Mo Feng took several steps back while his whole body trembled. Chapter 57. Detoxification. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo.bo Studio Editor. Nyo.bo Studio. The Book of the Pill Lord contained instruction on how to refine the pills, which ranged from rank 1 to 5. All kinds of training pills, healing pills, and breakthrough pills were recorded in the book. It even clearly detailed their raw materials and their sources. It was said that once, there was a talented alchemist who accidentally got their hands on the Book of the Pill Lord. Within a few years, he immediately became a master alchemist. After that alchemist died, his property was put up for auction, including his Book of the Pill Lord. However, the auction was not held successfully. Once the Book of the Pill Lord was in sight, a number of people attempted to steal the book. This battle lasted for 3 days and 3 nights. During the competition between several major martial arts masters, the Book of the Pill Lord fell off a cliff, and its whereabouts became unknown. It was an alchemist of the Mo family who, while searching for medicine, accidentally found the book. It can be said that with this book, as long as you weren't a poor alchemist, it was only a matter of time before anyone would become a rank 5 alchemist. Once you became a rank 5 alchemist, your status throughout the Tianwu kingdom would heighten dramatically. The Book of the Pill Lord. You have it. Yi Mo was intrigued. He once heard of the Book of the Pill Lord from Elder Yin. It was surely a very intellectual text and was something that all alchemists dreamed of obtaining. Moreover, the Mo clan owned this rare book. That's why it was only when Mo Feng spoke of the book, rather than just anybody, that he showed an interest in it. Yes. As long as you let me go, I will give it to you. When Mo Feng saw that Yi Mo was intrigued, he could not have been any happier. For pill fanatics like Yi Mo, the Book of the Pill Lord was still too tempting to resist. Once he saw the right opportunity, he had planned to make his escape. After that, he would tell the barbarians that Yi Mo had killed Man Tai. The barbarians would be infuriated, and the whole Yi clan will face the consequences of Yi Mo's actions. Show me the Book of the Pill Lord. If you lie to me, I will make sure you'll wish you were dead. Yi Mo pointed his spear at Mo Feng. A chill went straight down Mo Feng's spine, like a sharp knife slicing through his body, causing him to start trembling again. Mo Feng did not doubt Yi Mo at all. If he really didn't have the Book of Pill Lords, Yi Mo would definitely kill him immediately. I do not have the Book of the Pill Lord at this moment. It is in the warehouse of the Mo clan right now. I can help you steal it. Mo Fong paced back and forth with a terrified expression on his face. Just one shake of Mo's arm, and he was sure he'd be dead. Help me to steal it. What if I let you go and then you stab me in the back? Although the Book of the Pill Lord was tempting to him, he was also fully aware of the consequences of letting Mo Fong go alive. There wouldn't be a better time to kill Mo Fong than now. Die. Mo glared at Mo Fong. The formation, breaking spear projected a blood-red ray aimed right at Mo Feng's heart. Mo, Qi Ying is still under the effects of the happy excursion. If you don't detoxify her immediately, she will soon explode and die. Mo Fong glanced at Qi Ying and shouted loudly. The force of the formation, breaking spear pierced through Mo Feng's clothes, but the spear stopped right in front of him. Mo saw Qi Ying's appearance and immediately knew something was wrong. He went immediately to Qi Ying and held her up in his arms. I must find a way to detoxify Qi Ying now. Mo murmured, frowning slightly. Mo Fong had found his opportunity. His expression changed. He grabbed the two people behind him and threw them right at Mo while he darted away and escaped. Mo, you just wait. Mo Fong, get my payback for today's humiliation. After cursing Mo Fong had already gotten quite far away. The two human shields were Mo Chihu and Mo Xiaowu, who were both shocked at first, but stabilized themselves and stopped in front of Mo. They both looked disappointed. They never thought Mo Fong would use them as his human shields. When Mo saw them lurching forward, he took out his formation, breaking spear. He aimed his spear, not at Mo Chihu or Mo Xiaowu, but at Mo Fong as he escaped. Mo was scornful towards and never hesitated to kill those who used their companions as human shields. Don't kill my young master. When Mo Xiaohu saw Mo throw his spear, the outline of a body blurred past Mo Xiaofu blocked the spear with her own body. The spear pierced right through her and blood spurted out, flying across the air, dyeing it blood red. Xiaohu. When Mo Chihu saw what had happened, his eyes went red, and he screamed, rushing to catch Mo Xiaohu's body. Xiaohu, why did you do this? Mo Fong is not worthy of you dying for him. Mo Chihu said. So. Sorry. Find someone who loves you more. After finishing this sentence, Mo Xiaohu fainted and died. Mo watched this scene and secretly sighed. He did not know whether it was lucky or unfortunate to have a master like Mo Fong. However, Mo wasted no time on them. He retrieved his spear, and then immediately took Qi Ying to a cave he found. When Mo put her down, her vision was already blurred, and her breath sped up. At this moment, the power of the happy excursion had made its way throughout her body. If Qi Ying's strength could recover to the energy-shaping seventh realm, she could use her own Yuanli to force the drug out. However, she was injured and had exhausted her strength. The power of the happy excursion had taken full effect within her body. Ling Er, Qi Ying seems to be having a difficult time. What is the happy excursion? Mo looked at what was happening in front of him. His heart beat faster, and his breathing quickened in concern for Qi Ying. Idiot! Idiot! Although Ling Er had no idea what the happy excursion was, from what she could tell from her appearances, Ling Er guessed, an evil poison. Although Mo did not understand, he saw Qi Ying's appearance and knew the pain must have been unbearable. He immediately put his palm on her chest and began to initiate his Rising Dragon Pillar. The Rising Dragon Pillar could absorb anything, so naturally, it should also be able to absorb the evil poison inside Qi Ying. Mo urged the Rising Dragon Pillar to awaken. A black vortex appeared once again. Mo summoned a trace of black Yuanli and directed it swiftly towards Qi Ying's body. This black Yuanli contained an engulfing force, which absorbed the evil poison invading her body. As expected, under the absorption of the rising dragon pillar, Qi Ying looked slightly better, and her breath also became much smoother. However, Yi Mo had not yet stopped the poison. He directed more black Yuanli to Qi Ying's body several times, eventually eradicating all of the evil poison inside her body. Yi Mo was relieved when Qi Ying had fully recovered. Presumably, all of the evil poison had been cleared out of Qi Ying's body. Yi Mo retracted the trace of black Yuanli while the black vortex absorbed it. But then, Yi Mo realized that something had gone wrong. After the rising dragon pillar absorbed that last trace of Yuanli, an immense energy erupted, dissipated around the energy center, and then began invading his entire body. Idiot! Idiot! You absorbed the evil poison, so now it's your turn to become poisoned. Chapter 58. Fate. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo.bo Studio Editor. Nyo.bo Studio. The drug effect of the evil poison was pervasive and immediately attacked Yi Mo's nerves, stimulating his most primitive desire. Damn it! Yi Mo took out a knife and stabbed his thigh for several times, but the pain could not suppress his inner desire at all. Yi Mo's eyes reddened. He stared at Qi Ying lying on the ground and had an urge to jump on her. It's over, it's all over. Can this fool get any more stupid? Ling Er moaned hopelessly. Yi Mo had been tainted the evil poison. There was nothing she could do. When Yi Mo detoxified Qi Ying, he could have been deemed a hero, but now that Yi Mo was about to hump Qi Ying, he was nothing but a pervert. Just as Yi Mo was about to jump on her, Qi Ying, who had been in coma, slowly woke up. When she saw Yi Mo jumping on her, she frowned and pushed her palms against his chest. She'd shoved Yi Mo hard enough that he hit the wall behind him. What happened? Qi Ying recalled the scene from before. She had been seriously injured and poisoned by Man Tai. Now she had not only been detoxified, but she had also fully recovered all of her Yuanli. On the other hand, Yi Mi showed sign of being poisoned. Yo must have sucked the poison out from my body. Qi Ying was clever, so she immediately figured it out. Yi Mo's eyes blurred, and it felt like countless ants were crawling inside of his body. Yi Mo punched the stone wall and shouted, so unbearable. Boom. Another punch. The whole cave shook, and Yi Mo's mind was becoming more and more foggy. It's too unbearable. Qi Ying. Kill me please. I cannot stand it anymore. Kill me. Yi Mo snarled loudly. Kill you. Qi Ying knew that, in that moment, Yi Mo was at the brink of exploding. If he was not immediately detoxified, he would explode and die. Kill Yi Mo. The idea had flashed across Qi Ying's mind, but when she remembered how Yi Mo had come to save her and absorb the poison from her rather than take advantage of her vulnerability, how could she really do such a thing? This must be a joke created by the gods. Qi Ying stared at Yi Mo's face while the corners of her mouth curled downwards in bitterness. At this moment, she was in a tricky situation unlike anything she'd never faced before. Qi Ying waved at the cave entrance. A black wall made of Yuanli appeared and blocked the entrance. She untied her clothes and walked slowly towards Yi Mo. The two spent the night together in the cave. Following the madness, the two fell asleep. The next day, the sunlight outside came through the black Yuanli wall. Yi Mo's eyes twitched, slowly opened. Subconsciously, his right hands groped around him. Shocked, Yi Mo opened his eyes and was stunned by the scene in front of him. Qi Ying was lying right next to him. Yi Mo immediately jumped up, put on his clothes, and fled the cave in a panic. How come you no longer have the guts you had when you saved me yesterday? Qi Ying suddenly opened her eyes. It was likely that she'd been awake for a while already. What exactly is going on? Yi Mi stopped in his tracks. He was panicked for the first time in his life. Did she take the initiative in having an affair with me yesterday? Yi Mo thought to himself. After the surprise passed, Yi Mo turned. Qi Ying was already dressed properly. Qi Ying, although things happened in a ridiculous way, what is done is done. I will bear the responsibility for what happened. Staring at the lady in front of him, Yi Mo showed the seriousness he never had before. Responsibility. I have never thought of letting you bear it, and you cannot afford it anyway. Don't ever mention what happened today to anyone. We will have nothing to do with each other from now on. You have not fully recovered from your injury yet and will need some rest. You should still have some rank 3 recovery pills, right? Give me a few. Looking at Qi Ying's pale face, Yi Mo did not argue with her. Qi Ying had an extraordinary status, so it was actually quite ridiculous for him to claim responsibility over her. Qi Ying looked at Yi Mo strangely. For a young man like Yi Mo, after her proclamation, he should have said something stubborn and ludicrous. But he did not. He did not make up any explanations, but instead worried about her injury, as if she was his lover, which was heartwarming to her. Qi Ying took 5 recovery pills from her dimensional bracelet and passed it to Yi Mo. Yi Mo took the rank 3 recovery pills, then imbued them with his dragon energies. Subsequently, markings appeared on the recovery pills, and a fragrance rose out from inside of them. Don't tell me that's how those stabilizing pills with cracks and fragrances are refined. Qi Ying was amazed by such a practice. She was in shock. No ordinary person could have done such thing. A stabilizing pill with markings has 100% purity and is able to fully recover any injury of a martial artist of the energy-shaping realm. Yi Mo passed the 5 stabilizing pills back to Qi Ying. Qi Ying took the stabilizing pills and, without any hesitation, put them all into her mouth. She sat down on her crossed legs and run her energy center. The pills went into her body. The purified medicine spread throughout her body and healed her injuries. A stabilizing pill with markings had 10 times the effectiveness of a normal stabilizing pill. Half an hour later, Qi Ying blinked and her aura became fierce. She had once again received the strength of the energy-shaping 7th realm. Meanwhile, Yi Mo was sitting beside her, staring at Qi Ying. What happened a while ago still felt like a dream to him. However, it was real. There was no way to undo what had been done now. He could only try his best to compensate. I know in Tianwu Kingdom, and even in Zone of Desolation, there are countless families and powerful organizations. To them, my existence is comparable to that of a little ant. My mom was just like you. She could not be together with my dad because of his low status and weakness, Yi Mo said faintly when Qi Ying opened her eyes. This world is so cruel. Everyone has his fate determined on the day he was born. No matter how hard we try, there is no way we can change it. Moreover, we were merely in a relationship of companions in the first place. What happened today broke every taboos in this world. If you want to live well and sound, don't ever mention to anyone what happened between us, especially after we left Limestone City. Understand? Qi Ying could not help but remind Yi Mo, as if it was a warning. Do you mean, after we leave this cave, we will become strangers to each other? Yi Mo smiled, which hid the bitterness inside of him. You can say that if you want. This is the best outcome. I saved you only because you saved me first. If it had been anyone else, I would have killed him earlier on, Qi Ying said. She did not want to give him any fantasies. Furthermore, it was true that she had been willing to break the taboo to save him only because of his kindness. My dad could not stop my mom from being taken away by her people because of his strength. Today, you said this same thing to me because of my strength. Today, I merely have the strength of the spirit cultivating 1st realm, but I can already kill the martial artists of the 7th realm. Give me more time. I can definitely make my name for myself in Tianwu Kingdom, become an outstanding martial artist, and even make my name known outside of Tianwu Kingdom. By that time I will be known to everybody in this world. Yi Mo looked at Qi Ying and spoke loud and clear. This was the first time he'd made this most important vow to anyone but his father. You, Qi Ying, will be my wife someday. He had the rising dragon pillar, a formation, breaking spear, and a deity-level magic seal, Ling Er, in his energy center. Given enough time, he would surely become strong enough to make everyone fear him. He never wanted to repeat his dad's mistakes. His dad was a genius, but was later framed and had his energy center destroyed. He died with regrets, but Yi Mo would not. He had the rising dragon pillar, had Ling Er, and many other cards in his hands, which would allow him to be a genius that would be far better than anyone of the same age. Everyone would someday have to kneel to him. Born into a poor family. Low status. So what? As long as you worked hard and did not fear hardship, you could have anything you wanted. Chapter 59. The Empress. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Translator. Nyo I.bo Studio Editor. Nyo I.bo Studio. Everything Emo said were engraved onto Qi Ying's heart. At this instance, she no longer viewed him as a kid. His confidence gave her a brief moment of joy and hope, yet the hope faded immediately. Emo, you have never left Limestone City, so you don't know how large the world is. There are countless geniuses of your age, and many have reached the energy-shaping realm. With your current practice, you may become a leader or a king in Limestone City. But once you leave Limestone City, you will only realize there are countless talented people in this world, among which you are the most insignificant one, Qi Ying said faintly, waiting to crush his hope while it was still early. After observing your skills, I am able to tell there are many more talented persons than I originally thought in this world. They will, however, beck my stepping stones, and I am going to make you my wife. My dad lost my mother, and I will definitely not repeat his mistake, Emo said stubbornly. Staring at Yemo's stubborn expression, Qi Ying suddenly sneered, making me your wife in order to fulfill your desire to possess. You are merely one of those possessive men. What's the matter? Do you have nothing to say now? Moreover, do you even know who I am? I am an empress, the future wife of the emperor of Qianwu Kingdom. In the future, my status will be second only to that of the emperor. With my noble status, my family will become prosperous again and turn into the first family in Qianwu Kingdom. Are you going to steal the wife from the emperor? Are you capable of turning the Qi clan into the first family in Qianwu Kingdom? An empress. Emo said, shocked. It had been several thousand years since the founding of the Qianwu Kingdom. But in its long history, there had only been one empress, the wife of the founding emperor Li the Great. A woman could not become an empress simply by marrying the emperor. If that was the case, throughout thousands of years of history, there would not have been only one empress. Once becoming the emperor of Qianwu Kingdom, he would obtain the protection of the Spirit Supreme. As long as the Spirit Supreme keeps burning, the emperor stays intact. Every emperor had the Spirit Supreme. Otherwise he could not have become an emperor in the first place. Meanwhile, in order to become an empress, one had to gain the protection of the Spirit Majestic, which supported the Spirit Supreme, so the kingdom could last forever and stay intact as a formidable country. A year ago, Qianwu Kingdom organized a grand ceremony. Every family had to hold a large feast in order to celebrate the emperor for successfully finding an empress. 4 years later, the emperor would officially marry the empress, symbolizing the prosperity of the country. If Emo competed for Qi Ying, it would be an act against the whole kingdom. Moreover, Emo had just had an affair with the emperor's wife. Emo calmed down and said, so you are the empress that I have been constantly hearing about. Even though you are an empress, I won't give up on you. 3 years later, when the emperor officially marries you, during the wedding ceremony, I will take you away from him. By that time, I will become so strong that even the emperor will tremble. Taking the empress away from the emperor during the wedding ceremony. Anybody who heard this would find it ridiculous. The emperor is the ruler of Qianwu Kingdom who had unimaginable great strength and was protected by the Spirit Supreme. As long as the Spirit Supreme stayed intact, the Emperor would never die. Then I sincerely wish you can make such big progress one day. But I still have a word of advice for you. No matter how much a genius progresses in his training, his effort is futile as long as he doesn't mature. If you are serious about marrying me in the future, being patient is what you have to learn now. A pair of black butterfly wings spread open behind Qi Ying. Her wings fluttered, like the wings of a fairy, and Qi Ying flew into the sky, leaving only an ethereal voice which echoed in Yi Mo's head. Yi Mo would remember Qi Ying's advice so he could someday become a mature martial artist. Once he fully understood what was going in Tianwu Kingdom, he would give up the fantasy. She really did not have any faith in me, did she? Staring at the back of the butterfly wings, Yi Mo shook his head. Brother Yi Mo, Ling Er has faith in you. Even though the Emperor is protected by the Spirit Supreme, he is still immortal. Since you now have a god-like power like the rising dragon pillar, it is not totally impossible to beat the Emperor. Ling Er sat on the magic seal, swinging her legs. Actually, what is the Spirit Supreme? Yi Mo asked. The Spirit Supreme is also a form of power. Once a man becomes an emperor, he will be worshipped by his people. Their worship will condense into the Spirit Supreme, gathering the beliefs of millions of people. The reason that the emperor can stay alive as long as the Spirit Supreme stays intact is the fact that the emperor is the ruler of this kingdom, who is supposed to be protected. As long as there are people worshipping the emperor will not exhaust or die, Ling Er explained. The emperor was supposed to be a supreme being who was worshipped by millions. Coupled with the protection of the Spirit Supreme, in Tianwu Kingdom, he could be considered an immortal. Does that mean if I want to kill him, I have to slaughter everyone in Tianwu Kingdom? Yi Mo was surprised. The Spirit Supreme was too overpowered. With such protection, even if the emperor was merely a martial artist of spirit-cultivating realm, he could not be defeated. The Spirit Supreme guarded him as long as he was worshipped by the people of Tianwu Kingdom. Unless everyone in the kingdom was massacred, the Spirit Supreme would not vanish. Theoretically, this is true. But you don't have to worry too much. The Spirit Supreme is no match against the rising dragon pillar, Ling Er said. Yi Mo nodded. It is quite late now. Now would be a good time go back. Yi Mo left the cave and walked towards the opening of the Spirit Valley. Now that 36 streams of my dragon power have awakened, I should be powerful enough to slay that Yin poison snake. Yi Mo thought and hurried towards the location of that snake. The Yin poison snake was still laying there lazily. Once it detected somebody approaching, it immediately woke up, hissed, and looked around cautiously. Today, my strength has skyrocketed. Now I am going to make you into wine for myself. In the Spirit Valley, Yi Mo could fully deploy his dragon force. 36 streams of dragon force rushed towards 5 of his mortal gates, causing his breath to skyrocket and the land beneath him to crumble. Yi Mo launched his fist towards the snake as if he were firing a cannon. The Yin poison snake glimpsed his attack, and then swept its tail at Yi Mo. The punch, like a cannonball, smashed right through the snake's tail with the sound of bursting steel. The enormous force threw the snake right into the air. Yet the Yin poison snake still managed to escape like a lightning bolt, as if it had not been injured at all. The defense of the Yin poison snake is horrifyingly strong. How can he stay uninjured after taking a hit from my fist? Noel that and a single punch from Yi Mo could easily kill a martial artist of the spirit-cultivating 6th realm while the Yin poison snake was only a beast of the spirit-cultivating 5th realm. Its strength was not great but its defense was far stronger. Brother Yi Mo, that earthworm absorbed the toxins from the Yin poison grass year after year. The toxins condensed on top of its skin, forming a strong defense. I guess its body also absorbed the toxins, turning the snake into an unbeatable beast. Unless you have a spirit weapon or are martial artist of the true energy realm, the beast cannot be slayed, Ling Er said. Chapter 60. Returning to the city. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo I.bo Studio Editor. Nyo I.bo Studio. Once reaching the energy-shaping first realm, according to the principle of first shaping, second shocking, third telekinesis, a martial artist could shape Yuanli into different items, such as blades, swords, spears, and shields. Second shocking referred to the ability of a martial artist of the energy-shaping second realm where the force of shock was infused into Yuanli. As for those who had reached the energy-shaping third realm, they could grab an object and release Yuanli from a long distance away. Even though an energy-shaping realm ace could easily shatter the internal organs of his opponents into pieces with the force of shock, such force was useless against the Yin poison snake after it absorbed the toxins, which strengthened its skin and protected its body. No wonder Uncle Shao asked me to get the Yin poison grass for him. The Yin poison snake was not strong, but it would be difficult to be defeated. The Yin poison grass is a scarce toxic herb. If any clan practicing the refinement of toxic gas had known about it, the herb would have been taken already a long time ago. Do you really want that herb? Ling'er asked. Yi Mo nodded. Of course. One of my friends need that Yin poison grass. Brother Yi Mo, Ling'er recommends you to give up. Please think about it. Although the herb is guarded by the Yin poison snake, it is far from being a strong enemy. If there are also several tricks to bypass the snake with ease, but then how has the Yin poison grass stayed intact there for so long? Ling'er's advice made Yi Mo think. He had just punched the snake away, indicating others could have done the same as well. The Yin poison grass is a type of beast. If you get too close to it, it will awake and release a highly dangerous toxin or even engulf you directly. With your current strength, picking that herb is an impossible task. Is there really no alternative solution? Yi Mo asked. If I had not been absorbed into your energy center, I would have easily sealed the herb and it could no longer release the toxin, Ling'er sadly replied, seemingly complaining about Yi Mo. Stop talking about if. If I had not absorbed you into my energy center, I would have been dead right now, Yi Mo replied with a contemptuous look. Ling'er shook her hands and heads, implying she was unable to help with the current problem. After having a final glimpse of the Yin poison grass, Yi Mo had no choice but to give up and start leaving the Spirit Valley. But right when Yi Mo was about to leave the Yin poison river, the river water suddenly rumbled behind him. It took Yi Mo 10 days to return to Limestone City. During the journey, he slayed numerous beasts, including those of the spirit-cultivating 7th realm and those of the spirit-cultivating 5th realm. Throughout the journey, Yi Mo was surprised to find that his training enabled a great breakthrough, and his strength had reached the spirit-cultivating 2nd realm. The 5 elements energy core in his energy center increased in size, and his mortal gates could now withstand 8 streams of dragon power. There were 36 streams of dragon power in total within Yi Mo's body. Each mortal gate could use 7 streams of dragon power, an excess stream of dragon power could even be used on one of the mortal gates. With my current practice, I can fight any opponent of spirit cultivating 8th realm. After everything that had happened in the Spirit Valley, Yi Mo's strength skyrocketed, and the dragon power began to show its true strength. Yi Mo seemed to have the strength of the spirit cultivating 2nd realm. But having the full dragon force, he could counter a martial artist of the spirit cultivating 8th realm. But in public, Yi Mo would not dare to show his full strength. After all, it was too unbelievable for a spirit-cultivating 2nd realm martial artist to win against an ace of spirit-cultivating 7th realm. Without anyone noticing in the wild, Yi Mo could kill any enemy he spotted and the rising dragon pillar could remain a secret. But after entering Limestone City, Yi Mo could not kill without a second thought. If his true power was noticed, he might be put to test like a lab rat. A martial artist of energy-shaping realm could direct Yuanli into his opponent to investigate his body. If anyone discovered the rising dragon pillar in Yi Mo, he would face so much trouble. Once arriving in Limestone City, my mortal gate shall only use 3 streams of dragon power, so I will not seem to be too strong. Yi Mo returned to Limestone City and hid his dimensional bracelet in his cuff. Yi Mo's first thought upon arrival was to head to the 100 Treasure Pavilion. Upon arrival, the pavilion was as crowded as ever. Yi Mo looked around and tried to search for somebody he knew. "Excuse me. Are you Yi Mo?" A light voice rang beside Yi Mo's ear. Yi Mo turned and saw a face he had seen before. She looked beautiful, even though her face was much larger than that of Qi Ying's. "Yes, I am Yi Mo." The lady smiled and said, "Before Miss Qi Ying left, she asked me to tell you, she took Xiao Chao away with her." So she had left already and took Xiao Chao with her. Yi Mo nodded and left the pavilion. He was relieved that Xiao Chao was staying with Qi Ying, but still felt a bit unhappy about her departure. It is not the time to think about love. Becoming stronger is more important. Yi Mo sorted out his emotions. There was only half a month before the competition for the Limestone Champion list. Within half a month, he had to activate more dragon power. Although it was easy for Yi Mo to win the championship with his current strength, who wouldn't mind becoming even stronger? Yi Mo returned to the Shao mansion and was welcomed by Xiao Feng. When Xiao Feng saw Yi Mo, he was surprised by the slight changes in Yi Mo within half a month. Furthermore, Yi Mo's strength had surged from the corporeal strengthening realm to the spirit cultivating second realm, which was a terrifying speed of progress. Yi Mo, congratulations on coming back safely from the Spirit Valley and having a breakthrough in strength to the spirit cultivating second realm. It seems like your journey in the Spirit Valley was rewarding. Xiao Feng laughed. My efforts were certainly fruitful. Where is Xiao Yu? Yi Mo asked. Miss Xiao has just returned from her family in Tianyong City and is now talking to Xiao Yu. I think you should practice for a while in Martial Pavilion first. Even though you have reached Spirit Cultivating Second Realm, Leng Feng and Leng Leng have also reached the Spirit Cultivating Third Realm. It will still be challenging for you to become the representative of the Xiao family in the competition. I can't believe Leng Feng and Leng Leng have reached the Spirit Cultivating Third Realm. I would love to see to what extent they have progressed. Yi Mo headed straight to Martial Pavilion. When Leng Leng saw Yi Mo, a surprise grin appeared on her beautiful face. She ran to Yi Mo, held his arm, and said, "Brother Yi Mo, you have finally returned from Spirit Valley. I miss you so much. Look. I have reached the Spirit Cultivating Third Realm." "Oh. Have you reached the Spirit Cultivating Second Realm as well?" "Leng Leng has made a great progress." Yi Mo laughed. "Of course. My brother has also reached the Spirit Cultivating Third Realm. There is only half a month before the competition, so don't you lose to him," Leng Leng said. "Are you really looking down on me now? During my journey to the Spirit Valley, I found a high-grade magic weapon." Yi Mo replied with disapproval and took out that high-grade magic weapon, a precious sword, from his dimensional bracelet. The sword was about 3 feet long and was emitting a faint purple glow. Wow! A high-grade magic weapon. Leng Leng stared at the sword, her eyes sparkling. "You can have this weapon, Leng Leng. In a few days, I will offer you and Leng Feng some stabilizing pills, which will assist you in reaching the spirit cultivating fourth realm. Let's join the Limestone City competition together and become part of the first 5 on the Limestone Champion list."